All right, welcome everyone. My name is Alex. I'm the director and managing director of Space4Good. And do you see the? There we go. All right. So what is Space4Good doing? We use Earth observation for social and environmental impact. As you can imagine, this puts us in a lot of different sectors, but today I was asked to speak about one of the most impactful we actually contribute into, which is agroforestry. And as such, I want to introduce you to Reforester, which is our integrated agroforestry and forest restoration monitoring, reporting, and verification platform. Just before I deep dive on this, I quickly want to speak about Space4Good. So we are a geospatial analytics company and a social enterprise as such, actually the first one here in Europe, being a benefit corporation with the mission of unlocking, accelerating, and scaling social and environmental impacts to geospatial solutions. We started our journey in 2017 in the Netherlands at the European Space Agency, and since then bootstrapped our organization to 20 people, now active in 50 different countries around the world. Our vision is to eventually become the most trusted geospatial solution provider for impact makers around the world, and one of the most impactful sectors and clients we're working with are active in agroforestry. So why agroforestry? And I hope most of you were attending some sessions at the project stage upstairs, because that's like so inspiring, and indeed inspiring. Plus, it combines so many social and environmental impacts and benefits, ranging from the sustainable creation of food, feed, and fuel, to carbon sequestration, to the creation of local jobs and income, kind of representing a multi-billion opportunity by itself. So great. So why aren't we doing this all around? Because it's incredibly diverse, complex, and knowledge intense when it comes to its design, to its operation, and to its monitoring, particularly when we're working in tropical environments. And as we all know, of course, we are interested in diversity, in complexity. Nature is striving from that. But when we're speaking with businesses and with investors, they want to have simplicity. And nature is not simple. And when we think about simplicity, actually, it's even less advantageous in the mid to long term. So, here you see all the challenges. I hope you heard some of the other challenges the actual project developers upstairs were sharing with you. And that makes it incredibly complicated to scale agroforestry both sustainably and impactfully. And that's where we as a Space4Good basically wanted to help. So together with leading agroforestry scientists led by Willy Smits, we started developing Reforester, which is an integrated agroforestry and forest restoration monitoring, reporting, and verification system. And through this co-creation, we basically realized we have to focus on three pillars. One is to achieve economic viability. And using remote sensing and AI, we can slash down both time and cost up to 80%, while actually providing standardization, which is really important criteria when it comes to MRV systems for agroforestry or nature restoration, conservation in general. The other thing was about full cycle action. So it's not just about the operation part, but it's the step before and after, actually providing agroforestry scientists and project developers the right information at the right time, plus helping them to unlock all the revenue streams available for them throughout this life cycle. And third, it's about creating the scalable impact. While we initially started doing our work in Indonesia, our Reforester platform was initially from the very core designs to be easy to use and to be adaptable globally. So how does it look like? So basically offering Reforester as a platform subscription, where based on the needs of our clients, they have access to different modules, whether it's a project developer, a conservation entity, or even governments. And those modules ranging from fire detection, deforestation analysis, watershed assessment, to natural hazards, and even more. And because some of them you must have heard already, either at the Rising Stars or the main stage. So I wanted to focus on two components which we're particularly proud of, and I think which are particularly innovative, which is about our work on biomass assessments for carbon credits, as well as biodiversity monitoring. So coming to carbon assessments, or in our case, it's above ground biomass assessment for agroforestry, particularly in tropical environments. We've been very busy with this since 2019, with the idea of creating MRV systems which reduce the costs, allowing the farmer and the project developer maximizing their profit while still providing reliable accurate and transparent insights for high-value carbon credits. So over the last years, we've been collecting data in core eco-regions with the highest diversity and with the highest carbon values. We have been developing models, and of course, we have been adjusting our technology in order to create these insights. And with this work, we attracted a lot of attention of many organizations working with carbon, winning a lot of RFPs. And I think the most notable one has been the one from Rabobank. Maybe some of you are familiar with Rabobank's carbon project, in particular the ACON project, helping millions of smallholder farmers transition towards sustainable agroforestry. And through an extensive due diligence process of geospatial analytics companies, Space4Good has been selected as one out of 2 exclusive partners to provide them those insights now on a global scale, which is really important. And second, through this collaboration, we actually created the first kind of accredited remote sensing-based smallholder carbon methodology, now accredited by Plan Vivo. And due to recent audits of Space4Good to Ernst & Young, now those credits can actually be solved. So that's really like the first approach on just remote sensing-based carbon approvals for smallholder agroforestry. And this allows us now, together with Rabobank, to actually really roll out the carbon project at scale. The second thing I want to share with you is our work on the biodiversity monitoring. Fortunately, the conversation expands like from only deforestation or only carbon assessments towards having a wider assessment of biodiversity and watersheds. That's also something we've basically already initiated in 2019, 2020, when working with Willy Smits in Indonesia, looking into this biodiversity aspects with a particular focus on tree species identification. And this work expanded actually so far that we became one of the 15 semi-finalists of the X-Prize Rainforest competition. So maybe some of you are familiar with X-Prize. It started with the first commercial space flight. And since then, they have been posting challenges which are crucial for our environment and for society. And 3 years ago, they started competition on rainforest biodiversity quantifications, giving a 10 million prize to the company or to the team, which basically in the shortest time can identify the most species and quantify biodiversity in rainforest environments. And Space4Good is one of the few European teams, which is actually still in the running, where we're going to be competing for the finals now in May and June in Singapore. And here I wanted to share a little bit of video about the work we've been doing. It's all our own footage and provides you a bit of insight on our work on biodiversity and the Reforester platform at home.
Reforester with X-Prize Rainforest is unlocking the mystery behind biodiversity of tropical rainforests. Using cutting-edge Earth observation and artificial intelligence technologies, Reforester autonomously detects, assesses, and maps complex species compositions and forest health. With the knowledge of our team comprised of forest restoration, Earth observation, and rainforest biodiversity experts, Reforester is using data with deep learning models to detect and identify forest species. Relying on manual inputs via ground truthing and classifications from our team, the deep learning artificial intelligence models are trained. Drones piloted by our experienced pilots collect data using multiple sensors such as LiDAR, multispectral, thermal, and RGB imagery. We then combine this with satellite data to determine the forest type and then species composition. From there, an immense amount of data is processed through the algorithm and species can be documented. The algorithm is still under development and requires training, but mass amounts of data have already been collected. By training the algorithm, Reforester can analyze the architecture of tree crowns, branches, and leaf structures and provide insights into carbon captured, forest health, and biodiversity value compositions. To date, we have successfully assessed over 500 hectares of land, and this is just the beginning. The generated insights from Reforester are directly applicable to rainforest conservation and restoration. From biodiversity assessments to monitoring and the management of environmental services, we provide insights into the past, present, and future scenarios to guide decision makers. With Reforester, we can all inspire a global movement to understand and protect our forests. Reforester. Mapping for our forest's future.
All right. So that gives you an insight into reforestation, in particular with the work we're doing with regards to biodiversity monitoring. Where are we now? As mentioned, we started our journey around agroforestry and reforestation in 2019. But now we are active in like Southeast Asia and Africa and in Central and in South America with the separate modules, actually monitoring more than 600,000 hectares so far, supporting more than 10,000 farmers already with our solution, and basically working mostly with project developers and marketplaces, but already a few consultancies and also financial institutions. And that's also the goal for next year, is to basically expand the use cases for reforest to the entire value chain, support more than 2,000 nature-based solutions, support 15 million farmers together with the Rabobank, and support the sequestrations of hundreds of millions of tons. So what are we looking for? Of course, more clients, more partners. And in order to be competitive for the X-Prize competition, we're looking for a sponsor of around 2 million for the next 2.5 years to develop our biodiversity module. Us being a social enterprise, we're not as suitable, we believe, to venture capitalists because we follow an impact first, profit second principle. Nevertheless, I think there's other instruments we want to experience with, particularly also with a go-to-market loan, because we have a great technology team and we have a lot of cool modules, which now just have to be brought to the right partners and to the right clients. So welcome. I hope you understood what we want to do with Reforester, namely to unlock, accelerate and scale agroforestry around the world. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We still have a minute or two if there are any questions.
Yep.
What
is the business case? How are you funding? Based on subscriptions. So the idea is now we started work on projects, like finance projects, but since the same request came over and over, we can start offering a service subscription. So it's basically measured per hectare and based on the modules our clients are selecting. So it's a variety, like our preferred user are project developers, but since now there has been also a lot of requests from from marketplaces and financial institutions, but we see the biggest need of support with project developers, so we're kind of focusing on the supply side, while of course we understand with the demand one, there's also a lot of insights and kind of dashboards to be developed, but our focus is on project developers.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.